Yesterday, I grabbed my phone and Chris Broussard's trending. Let's bring out Chris Broussard, a voice of NBA on this network, New York Times, former Cavs beat writer, the odd couple, Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. You thought Rob Parker was the only guy you got in fights with.
I know, man. Wow. I said on Undisputed this morning, I said, the way KD is on social media, this could be a topic every day with me. Who knows how long this thing might go on.
Okay, so my takeaway, if you didn't hear it, was I don't want to get into what device it is. If I'm communicating with somebody over hours and multiple texts or DMs, it's a relationship. So to me, I'm in radio. I'm also in podcasting. I'm on streaming. I'm on radio. I'm on Sirius. I'm on TV. Do you know what we call all these? Audio.
Right.
I don't even call it radio. I just have an audio platform, which is like 7 different things: podcast, streaming, XM, my affiliates, and then I do a TV simulcast. So to me, it is all just kind of the same. You're talking. Why
I'm 50 years old. I don't know all those different intricacies between text and DM.
Hey, I had to ask I didn't even know what cap meant. I'm like, anybody, I thought that was cap a guy or something.
I took it as bust a cap in your story. Meaning but no, unless that's what cap it means. He didn't deny what I said. You just said, you don't have my number. I do have a cell phone number for him he gave me long ago. I'm sure it's outdated. Players change numbers all the time.
Yeah.
But there's that. But he slid into my DMs, all right? He's the one hitting me on Instagram DM, Twitter DM, and then we have these long conversations. I actually underestimated it on Undisputed yesterday. I said 2 to 3 hours. I looked it up yesterday, 5 hours. Like, not 5 hours straight.
Right.
But pretty much like going back and forth. I remember what I was doing those days. And it was like just constant texting for 4 or 5 hours. So, and look, let me say this. KD has the right. We talk about him being sensitive and all that. If going back at the media, there's a part of me that's like, you know what? We critique these guys. If they want to come back, I know you've had guys come back at you. That's their right.
Hey,
that's fine.
Hey, Ty Lue called me at my house. He was great. Yelled at me, but he was great. I'm trying to think of somebody else that called me. Odell Beckham. I was out skiing. Odell called me. We talked for 25 minutes. It was great.
Right.
He didn't always love me. I've always said, if you won't come on the couch, I'll give my number out to athletes. And I've told, if Westbrook wants to scream at me, I'm okay. And I'll never. Odell told me a lot of stuff that I will never say just to protect his butt, even though I can say sometimes he's a little needy. I think that's fair to say. But what bothers me is Kevin is trying to make it sound like you just made crap up.
And that's why I went back with the details of, I don't want to release these screenshots of DMs and all that. I want to keep all that private out of respect for him and other peoples I communicate with around the NBA. But, yeah, I had to go with a little detail. I got 60-plus DMs from you in the last year or so and, how long the conversations were and stuff. And I said it on Undisputed, and I say it right now. If somebody can prove that I lied about that story, you really think I'm going to go on national TV and make up a 4-minute rant with details that's just completely made up, completely false? To me, that's a fireable offense.
Yeah.
If somebody can prove I was lying about that, then fire me. FS1, Fox Sports Radio, fire me. Really.
Yeah.
That's how much I'm putting on this. Fire me.
No, I think, it's funny. And I go back and forth on this. I think it's easy to look at Kevin Durant and say, Kevin is sensitive. You want to know who else really sensitive? Aaron Rodgers. And you want to know something about Aaron Rodgers and Kevin Durant? They're very thoughtful people. Is that a lot of people, stuff lands on them. I'm so numb from criticism. You could say, I'm just like, it's concrete to me.
You're like Westbrook.
I just don't care.
With that.
But we have to be careful of ripping athletes because they're sensitive. These are 20-year-olds. Okay, I'm 50. I'm just, at this point, I've had so many slings and arrows. Yeah. But if I was a 20-year-old and I was on these shows all day, I think I'd be on sliding into DMs too.
I get it. And I try to put myself in other people's shoes to see how I would want them to treat me. And I get it. Like, I understand with athletes, if somebody was on television or radio ripping me throughout the day and then comes up to me and acts like everything's good, I get why they be upset, or they may say something. Boogie Cousins, a year or 2 years ago, said something to me in the locker room. I had never met him, but I had talked about him on TV and had talked about what people were telling me in the Kings organization about him. And he was like, he challenged me,
right.
But I respected that, and we had a good conversation.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like you said with Odell and those guys that call you, I like that. So a lot of me and KD's communication has been, he'll reach out after he doesn't like something I wrote or I said on TV. And then initially he'll reach out hardcore, like coming at me.
Right.
But then we talk it out. And, we've talked about other things that I've mentioned beyond basketball. So that comes into the conversation. And then it ends up being all good. And I don't know how this will end. I hope I'm not going to reach out to KD anytime soon.
Yeah.
I don't expect him to with me. But at some point down the line, I'll reach out and hopefully everything can get cleared up. But I kind of like this. What's going on has played out in private with me and him to some degree before.
Yeah, that's okay. I think it's Kevin Durant, to his credit, does not deny he's watching.
Right.
Everybody,
and I give him his attitude, from what I can gather, is I'm gonna go back at you. Like everybody else looks at it as a weakness. I don't think he looks at it as a weakness. He looks at it like, you said this about me, I'm calling you out. I don't care if you got 15 Twitter followers or you're on national television. So, one thing I will give KD, Colin, it does not affect his play.
Oh, no.
You see athletes, as you know, in New York, the back page kills them. They can't perform in New York. This guy, he plays great no matter what's going on with social media or criticism.
Can I say one thing? Can I look at the camera? Kevin Durant, you don't DM me. I've called you the best player. I talk about you all the time. I constantly give you advice and support and love you. I'm now the only media person in the world you don't call. I'm the one that said you're better than LeBron.
You sound like the people on Twitter, like, all we do is compliment you and you never give us any attention.
I am. I'm tired of not being acknowledged by KD.
Oh, my God.
Chris, stick around. We got a lot of stuff. The Drake thing's fascinating. The Kyrie rumors. Chris Broussard more. Any coach or GM will tell you the foundation of all this stuff is getting really good talent and then molding it. But you got to get it first. That's why people go to the combine. That's why drafts are so essential in all these sports. That's why ZipRecruiter does the same thing. Listen, you can be a good boss, but you don't have the peeps. Doesn't matter how great your ideas are. Got to have players. Got to have employees. And ZipRecruiter scouts for you. One click sends your job to over 100 of the web's leading job boards. 100. They don't stop there. Powerful matching technology scans all those resumes to find the right people and the right experience, and then they invite them to apply to your job. So effective, 4 to 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within a day. Try it for free now. ZipRecruiter.com/herd. Smartest way to hire. ZipRecruiter.com/HERD. They scout talent for you and then invite those people to apply to your job. ZipRecruiter.com/herd.